Hey guys, what's up? It's Queenie here. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title, today I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite summer wigs, and it is this beautiful loose curly bob wig from Hergivenhair, one of my favorite companies for textured hair. So let's get right into this tutorial. So as you can see, I'm starting off on hair that is tightly cornrowed under a wig cap. I like to always wear a wig cap to make sure I minimize the breakage under my wigs. And this is the wig that I'm using. It is a blunt cut bob, a curly bob from Hergivenhair, and I dyed it jet black. So if you see any black spots inside the wig, it's just from the dye. And this is the lace. This is one of the reasons why I love this company. Their lace is always flawless on dark skin, which is amazing. And as you can see, it is a 4x4 closure, so it is super low maintenance. All right, so I'm just gonna put this on my head and we're gonna get into this. It is so simple. The nice part about this is because it's not a frontal wig, you can easily put it on and go. It's like a throw on and go kind of wig. It's perfect for summer months where you don't want hair that's too heavy, too thick, and that's like sticking to your face too much. So this is why I really like it. So you just kind of shift it and place it where you feel like. You can kind of put it on the side if you like a side part, but I like to use the middle. And then obviously I just go ahead and wet it because I like to treat my curly wigs like my curly hair. So I make sure it's nice and wet. I kind of like to make it soaking wet. And you can do this in the shower if you don't want to like wet yourself doing this with a spray bottle. You can dunk it in the sink in the shower. Make sure it's super wet so you can kind of get your product through there and tame it as much as you can. You can also wear this in a more fluffy style, but I like to go for a tamed wet look in the summertime, so then there's no frizz in my face. It's not like sticking to me. It's just flat out of my way, but still looks super sleek and defined, you know? Alright, so the first product I'm going to be using is this mousse. This is a mousse I like to use to define my hair, well, specifically my curly wigs, because it gives such a lightweight hold. And I just like to lightly place this on the hair. As you can see, I'm not mixing it in too much. I'm trying not to disrupt the curl pattern. So I'm just gently placing it over top, letting it sink in and kind of freeze the curls in place. So this sets my part really flat, but it also helps define the hair and kind of make it stay as much as possible. And I'm very generous with this product because it sinks right in. It doesn't cause any flaking or stiffness. It kind of just lightly holds the hair nice and flat. So this helps me create that wet look that I like without using too much gel or too much product in general, or too much heavy product, I should say. So the next thing I'm going to use on top of that is the wet line gel. So naturally on my hair, I would just use wet line gel, but because this is a wig, I can get away with the mousse, and it works out a little bit better because then I don't have to have such a heavy product on my hair and I will still get the same result. So I am very generous with this gel as well. I scoop up like a little chunk and I just lightly define each strand. I shingle the hair as though I would do to my own hair. I scrunch it and I make sure that each strand has enough product to stay in place when it dries. I like to make sure that I'm focusing the product in front of my hair because those are the parts of my hair that get frizzy the fastest, because you know, I touch them, I tuck them behind my ear, I pull them out. So I make sure those pieces in the front right there are very heavy on product, and I also trim them a little bit just to frame my face. So you want to be very generous with the product. And then now I'm going to work on this scalp. Even though it doesn't need much, I'm just trying to kind of cover the different lines between my cap and my scalp. I could always pull my cap forward, but I also like to add a little bit of concealer just to, you know, make it look more consistent. So I just add a tiny bit of makeup. You can use foundation, concealer, whatever product you feel like matches your skin the best. This is just what I like to use. And then I just make sure it's in the right position. I push it down with a brush just so it sets into the lace and doesn't look like it's sitting on top. You don't want it to look too bright and intense. So I like to dumb it down or dull it down with some translucent powder or some foundation powder. And then lastly, I stick down that part of my lace with some Got To Be Free spray. So I don't like to glue down a closure because the whole flexibility of a closure is so you don't have to glue it down, in my opinion. So I just like to freeze it right there just so at least my wig stays in the right position all day. So I'm not gluing it down, I'm just kind of securing it a little more because you don't want your wig shifting when you're going out, or when you know, put on a hood and take it off and your wig is going off with the hood. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna make sure that's nice and dry, and that's basically the whole process. This wig is a 10-minute and go wig. Like, this is my go-to, and it's so cute, and even when it dries, it still maintains the same look. As you guys can see, it is like defined, solid, and perfect. So I will leave all the details for this unit down below so you guys can check it out. And there'll be pictures on my Instagram. If you're looking for updates, you can DM me there and I'll be happy to answer. And yeah, make sure you follow me on Instagram while you're there, I guess. Subscribe to this channel, check out the details down below, comment, let me know what you think, and I will see you beautiful, beautiful people in the next one. Bye.